Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and right now you can get this sweet Scoop Soldier sticker when you order over at cardkingdom.com. Just mention in your order notes that you want a Scoop Soldier sticker when you go to checkout. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and today we are talking about collecting Jumpstart on Arena, and this video is a bit different than I expected. The story of this video is kind of strange. So initially, on Thursday, when Jumpstart released, I was just going to do this cute little, here's how you get Jumpstart cards. You can get them with wild cards. You can get them through the Jumpstart event type video. I actually recorded that video, and I was getting ready to upload it, but then I kept playing Jumpstart, and I started to realize some things about collecting Jumpstart on Arena that I didn't realize at first, so then I scrapped the first video and decided to do this video, which is going to mesh together my initial thoughts on Jumpstart with what I've learned from playing a lot of Jumpstart over the last few days. So that's still our topic, collecting Jumpstart on Arena, but a little different than my initial plan. So if you're not familiar with Jumpstart, it is a new set on MTG Arena, also on paper. It's got a ton of cards. It has this themed booster theme, I guess you'd say, where rather than getting random boosters, your boosters are like semi-random, but each one comes with a theme. Some themes are more rare than others, and the most important aspect of Jumpstart is it's legal and historic. Of course, you can just play Jumpstart's events for fun. The limited format is on MTG Arena, which is sweet, but the cards are all legal and historic, and many of them have constructed ramifications for historic and specific. So the question is, how do you get Jumpstart cards on Arena? That is our main topic for today, and the answer is kind of threefold. So initially, there's two pretty obvious ways to get Jumpstart cards on Arena. One is you can get them with wild cards. If you have wild cards, you can spend your wild cards on Jumpstart cards just like you could on any other card on Arena. So that's pathway number one. Pathway number two is you can play Jumpstart events, and we'll jump into it just so you can see what it's like. But basically, for a cost of 400 gems or 2,000 gold, you can get this event. So we're going to join the event, and you'll see you get 3 random packs. Each pack has 20 cards. You get the cool new land with it. However, these packs are not random. They are built around a theme, and you can actually look up and figure out roughly what you will get. So the way these theme pack works is there's actually rarities within the packs. There are common packs, which have 4 different variants. Then there are rare packs that have 2 different variants, and then there are mythic packs that only have a single variant. So you can jump over to this website, a wizard site, which I will link in the description box, and it will actually show you the deck list. So one of our options was Devilish. So as you can see, Devilish has 1, 2, 3, 4 different variants, so it's a common theme. And as you can see the possibilities of what you get in the pack. These packs are all similar. They're all built around the Devil theme, but for example, Devilish Variant 4 will give you a Hell Rider as one of your rares, while Devilish number 3 has different cards in there. You will get a... Actually, what do you actually get as far as a rare from Devilish number 3? Oh, Brash Taunter is one of the rares you can get from 3. Number 2, you can get Zerzoth out of it. Number 1 also has Zerzoth. So if you pick the Devilish theme, you're 50% to get a Zerzoth, but you might get the pack that has a Brash Taunter instead, or you might get a pack that has Hell Rider instead. So that's how you can kind of look at the themes. So what I tend to do when I'm drafting is look up my themes, each and every one. So +1, for example, and what's the other one? Heavenly Armor. +1 is a +1/+1 counter theme deck. It is also common, so a lot of variants there. Heavenly Armor, also a 4 variations theme, so these are all common themes. And basically, you can make your pick based on whatever you want. You can pick based on what looks most fun, what has the sweetest land. You get to see the lands if you hover over the types. I tend to pick based on what cards I needed constructed. I've been trying to get Mikaeus. There's a 25% chance that Heavenly Armor will have a Mikaeus in it, or we could get one of the other 3 themes, so we'll take Heavenly Armor. Here we get Well-Read, we get Goblins, we get Feathered Freds. We could look these all up. I've already done it. I've shown you how to do it. I'm going to pick Goblins because there's a chance that we get a Muxus, and I need more Muxuses. So we'll go Goblins and Heavenly Armor. And then you actually play games with your deck. After you pick your 2 packs, there's no deck building. You just jam them together. You get to play a best-of-1 match. You can play as many as you want, actually, but your first 2 wins in best-of-1 matches will get you an individual card reward from the Jumpstart set, either a rare or a mythic from Jumpstart itself. So essentially, what you get when you join a Jumpstart event is you get to keep all your cards. So you get 40 Jumpstart cards, including some number of rares and mythics from your pack, depending on the exact pack that you get. And then you get 2 more Jumpstart rares or mythics, assuming you get at least 2 wins with that deck. And you can't keep playing afterwards. You can play a million rounds if you want to. However, probably the smartest thing to do is get your 2 wins and then restart if you're trying to actually build a Jumpstart collection. So we'll go through a win. I'm not going to play the entire event until we get 2 wins. Who knows how long that'll take, but we will go through one. One thing to keep in mind is you can tell what your opponent's playing to some extent based on their lands. In this case, we know our opponent has the Liliana theme because you only get these special M21 lands with the Mythic Planeswalker theme. So our opponent is apparently Angels and Liliana is their theme. This isn't looking great. This might take us several matches to win a game. Opponent's got some powerful themes. Maybe this is the best example. Restart the video. Let's try this again so we actually win. Opponent, Scroll of Avacyn. Sure, doing its thing. Opponent, yeah. Goes to combat, hits us. Another thing to keep in mind is there is literally 0 punishment for losing. You're playing to get 2 wins, so losses actually make 0 difference. Literally 0 difference. Yeah, we'll play Goblin Goon. At least it's big. I guess that's one of our rares. Hooray. One of the worst rares in the history of Magic. No attacks. Oh, this isn't looking great. Vote it. Angelic Ascension, another 4/4. So, we're just going to concede. As I mentioned, there is 0 punishment for losing. And if your goal is building a collection, which is my goal with playing Jumpstart on Arena, just scoop and go to the next match, because all that matters is getting those 2 wins as quickly as possible. Of course, if you're just playing for fun to enjoy Jumpstart, that's different. You probably don't want to scoop as aggressively, but if you're doing it to build a collection, I would recommend scooping fairly aggressively. Plus, in some ways, it kind of benefits your opponent because your opponent gets to actually get the free win that gets them the individual card reward. So I don't think there's any reason to feel bad. I'm actually super thankful if I run into an opponent who scoops aggressively, because that's a free individual card reward that I didn't have. Oh my god, Liliana again. Why? Why are we playing against all these mythic themes? What are the odds? Everyone just opened mythic themes, and we had, I believe, literally all common themes. About it. Putting down the equipment, sure. Well, I think our main goal here is probably just to be aggressive, since our opponent's going to have powerful planeswalkers and so forth coming in the future. So wow, okay, so we get the win. Our opponent has learned the scoop aggressively trick. We get to now get our individual card rewards. So you finish your batch. Again, you can win up to 2 and get rewards for them. These are just random marine awards. Our individual card reward, we get a Rishkar Pima Renegade, a Jumpstart rare. So that is how you can actually build your Jumpstart collection. Number 1, get your cards with wild cards. Number 2, you can win them from events. However, and this is what I didn't realize at first, when I first heard about this setup, because if you look at the price of these events, I'll resign here so we can see the price. If you look at the price of a Jumpstart event, 400 gems, 200 gold, that is the same price as just buying a pack in the store. Packs are 1,000 gold, they turn out to be 200 gems. So essentially you're buying 2 Jumpstart packs, and then you have the chance to win 2 more rares or mythics, which is pretty valuable. That makes it seem like you're kind of getting 2 packs for the price of 1. So when I first heard this, I was like, wow, that actually seems relatively generous of Wizards to give you 2 packs for a normal price and then give you 2 extra rares or mythics. However, there is a big, huge issue that I've run into, and this will depend a little bit on the size of your arena collection, but the problem I've run into is Jumpstart does not have a wildcard progression. When you open a normal pack that you win from an event that you get as a reward that you open from the store, you can see this wildcard track up here. When you open a pack, packs will fill up this, slowly fill up this wildcard track, and once it's full, you get a wildcard. So that is an extra benefit because wild cards, remember, can be turned into any card of that rarity. Jumpstart cards do not actually fill up your wild card track. So in that sense, they are worth less than a normal pack. Rather than getting wild card progression, you're getting these individual card rewards. At first, that might sound okay. You're like, okay, well, I get individual card rewards, so that makes up for it. But there's another problem. And that problem is Jumpstart also does not have duplicate protection. And remember, Jumpstart is a reprint set. Yes, there are some new cards. There's some new to Arena cards, but there's also a lot of cards that have been in sets that are already in Standard, that are currently in Standard. One thing I noticed when I was initially hyped about how they were running the economy for Jumpstart is I kept getting Woe Striders. I actually got 2 as my individual card rewards. The problem is I already got 4 Woe Striders from the actual set, so getting more Woe Striders from Jumpstart with a different set symbol and literally no other changes is pretty bad. That's an individual card reward that is actually 0 value. So some percentage of the time, you're going to get absolutely 0 value from your individual card rewards. And the more you play Jumpstart, the more that becomes a problem with the packs that you open as well. Remember, we talked about the themes and how the themes themselves have rarity. I've done a lot of Jumpstart events right now, trying to get the cards I need to build historic decks. And I've noticed, at least in my experience, that mythic themes, they're pretty rare. A lot of times you get mostly common themes, which means you keep seeing the same things over and over and over again. You're seeing goblins again and again, heavenly armor again and again. So you're seeing these common themes again and again and again, but you're very rarely seeing mythic themes, which are much, much harder to find. So it's very hard to actually get the cards you need from a mythic theme, and it's even hard from rare themes as well. And with the common themes, there's a lot of variance. So I know one thing I've run into, and for the first time ever in my entire life on Magic Arena, I have always been willing to spend money on Arena to be able to build the decks I need right away, to make videos, to play on stream. But for the first time ever, I don't know if this deck is still here. Let me see. I think it must be down here with the decks that are not completed. So I want to play this green white counters deck. I think it looks sweet. I'm excited for Branching Evolution. My deck really needs Mikaeus. Mikaeus is like a big new addition to this deck. The problem is I've opened 1 Mikaeus. I got 1 randomly as an individual card reward. The problem is, how do I get more Mikaeuses? I have 1 wild card right now. I've cashed in almost all of my vault progress. It was up to over 1,000 when I started to get the cards I need for this set. So how do I get a Mikaeus? And the options are incredibly limited. Because Jumpstart itself can't be bought from the store, it doesn't add wild card progression, it doesn't have duplicate protection, my ways of getting a Mikaeus is either to just spam these events on repeat, which end up getting really expensive. I have already spent 20,000 gold and a bunch of gems just spamming events to try to get the cards I need. It's not very practical. When you look at the themes again, let's look at Mikaeus here to describe how hard this is. There are 121 different variants, and if you look at Mikaeus is in exactly 1 of 4 heavenly armored. So if I want to get a Mikaeus from the event, not only do I have to spin into heavenly armor as one of my themes, then I also have to get the right pack of heavenly armor, which is only a 25% chance. So what I'm trying to say is it's very unlikely that I will actually open a Mikaeus from playing event or an individual card reward, because there's not even duplicate protection, so I keep getting Woe Striders instead of Mikaeuses. So it's very hard to get the cards that you actually need from the event, and it gets harder the more you do because you keep seeing the common themes again and again and again and having a hard time finding the mythic and rare cards. The other issue is, and this is more of a me issue than an everyone issue, because I spend like $150 a set on Arena to get the cards I need right away from the set, I basically already have full sets of everything in Standard. So if I just want wild cards, what I would have to do is essentially buy a bunch of packs, 4 sets that I already have complete sets of, that are going to give me no value. I'll get a few gems from the cards being opened just to get wild card progression. Like, the packs that I open are going to give me 0 cards. I know right now I have a few M21 cards left, but the packs are going to give me 0 relevant cards. I will be cracking packs 100%, hoping to open wild cards, or desperately trying to fill the wild card wheel to get wild cards. So I don't know how I get Mikaeus, honestly. I don't mind spending money on Arena, but even I can't justify spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars to buy packs that I already have complete sets of just to fill the wildcard wheel or hope to open mythic wildcards so I can buy Mikaeuses to play a historic deck. If you don't have full sets, I would say probably the best way to get the cards you need for Arena, if you don't have the wild cards to just get them directly, rather than spamming Jumpstart events, what I would do would be to go to the store and spend money or gold or whatever you have to get packs of standard sets that aren't completed yet. Use those packs to round out your standard collection and get wild cards, fill your wild card wheel, and then use the wild cards to get the Jumpstart cards. But like I said, that's not really an option for me, or at least not a good option, because I'm not going to get any cards out of those packs. I'm just going to get wild cards, hopefully some percentage of the time, and fill wild card wheels. So it's prohibitively expensive, so I'm not really sure what to do. So all this to say, if you want to play Jumpstart, I found the format to be super fun. It's weird, there's no deck building element, but it is a fun, like, semi-casual format. So that's the upside. The downside is, without duplicate protection and without adding wildcard progression, it is absurdly expensive to get the individual cards that you need to play formats like Historic. Your odds of getting them from the events are really low because the set is huge, the way this theme rarity works is weird, and even if you get the theme you want, there's usually like a 25 or 50% chance that you'll get a single copy of the card you want, and you might get the wrong part of that theme, like version 1 when you want version 3. So it's very, very difficult to get the cards you need. And for Jumpstart, we could deal with this. Whatever, it's not a good setup. There really needs to be duplicate protection so we don't keep getting all the woe striders. There really needs to be wildcard progression. Basically, this could all be fixed if Wizards just added Jumpstart packs to the store, and you could buy them like any other pack, and it had duplicate protection / added wildcard progression. That would be the easy, simple fix that would make this better. Of course, there's all kinds of issues with the Arena economy. I would love to have dusting and trading and all that stuff, but that's either here or there. The easy fix that could happen tomorrow would just be adding them to the stores with duplicate protection and with wildcard progression. So that would be an easy fix. The thing that I'm concerned about, though, like I said, I'll survive Jumpstart. Sure, I don't know how I'm going to get Mikaeus. Maybe we don't get to play green-white counters for a while because I don't know how to get the cards I need for it. That is a concern. It's disappointing. That's never happened before. I don't like the feeling of not being able to play the decks that I want to. Even though I'm willing to spend money, I'm just not willing to spend like hundreds of dollars to get a playset of Mikaeus because that's absolutely insane. So we'll survive Jumpstart. The other reason I think this is important to talk about is we know that Amonkhet Remastered is coming in August. Wizards recently announced Pioneer Masters is coming later this year. If Wizards uses the same technique with these other remix sets, which are designed to get cards for Historic and Pioneer onto the client so you can play these formats, which is especially important with how rough Standard has been lately, it's going to be a disaster. People are not going to be able to get the cards they need for Historic, for Pioneer, if Wizards releases them in the same way. So while I would love for Wizards to fix this for Jumpstart, so I get my Mikaeuses and play this deck because it looks sweet, I really, really, really hope that Wizards doesn't release Amonkhet Remastered, Pioneer Masters, other future supplemental sets in the same way. They really need to be available in the store. They need to have duplicate protection. They need to add wildcard progression, or Wizards is accidentally going to end up killing the best things going on Arena right now, which is Historic and in the future the Pioneer format. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get some bannings there. But Wizards is going to end up killing those formats because people aren't going to be able to get the cards they need. And like I said, I know I'm in this weird situation where I spend as much money on Arena as anyone. I would be considered a whale, quote unquote, because I spend that $150 on packs to get the cards from each set right away. So in some ways, my situation is slightly unique, but if you've played a lot and spent a bit of money and have full collections, you're going to be in that same position too, where you just don't have a good way to get the wild cards you need to get the cards from Amonkhet Remastered or Pioneer Masters or Jumpstart to play the decks you want to play, and getting them through events is just simply not practical with how these sets are designed, how they cost, how expensive it is, how much variance there is in what you're open. So TLDR, the bottom line is, if you want to get Jumpstart cards and you don't have full sets of standard stuff, my advice is use your money to buy packs of the standard set, get the wildcard progression, take advantage of the duplicate protection, open some wildcards in those packs, and then use the wildcards to get the singles from Jumpstart you need. I think if you need cards for standard, that is the best option. Otherwise, if you have wildcards, obviously you can spend them right away. That's great. Playing some Jumpstart events, I would recommend, because it is a fun format and you will just get some cards. And especially your first few Jumpstart events, they do have a lot of value because you haven't opened the packs before. You haven't seen the same common pack a million times. You already got a playset of stuff. There's no duplicate protection. So you keep getting the same cards that are adding no value. So your first events add more value, although there's definitely diminishing returns the more you open because of how the rarity of the themes work, and you keep seeing the same common themes and not hardly ever seeing the mythic themes. So your first few Jumpstart events, definitely worth it. Just be warned, if you got some standard cards, you're going to open those Woe Striders. They already have that don't often value as your individual card rewards or even in the packs themselves. Most importantly, Wizards needs to fix this for the future. While I would love Wizards to fix it now for Jumpstart, all they gotta do is put it in the store with duplicate protection and wildcard track. That's it. No big change. We already have the technology. We already do that for every other set. But even if that can't happen for Jumpstart or won't happen for Jumpstart, please, 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 Wizards, don't release Amaket Remastered this way. Don't release Pioneer Masters this way. Don't release any set in the future this way, because it is really, really punishing to players. There's too high variance. It's too expensive, and you're making it hard for players, even players who spend a lot of money on your game, to be able to play formats like Historic, which, with how rough Standard has been, is the best thing happening on Arena right now. So you're punishing everyone, keeping them from playing the most fun aspects of your format for not really any good reason. So anyway, that's collecting Jumpstart on Arena. Hopefully that made sense. Let me know your experiences with Jumpstart. Are there other fixes? Is this even an issue? I don't know. How has it been for you? Have you been getting the cards you want? How expensive has it felt? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.